to the Girls in Movement podcast. I'm Polly Dhaliwal, founder of Girls in Movement, where we are on a mission to reach 1 million young girls worldwide. We're at Web Summit and we are super excited. I've had back-to-back podcasts, so we have a bit of a on the whim podcast here, which is great. I love it. Hadn't done a podcast for about a year and a half, now I've done 2 in the last half an hour, which is great. So I've got Lorna to my left, good friend and CMO of Enterprise Nation. I also have, I'm not going to introduce, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, Ruby. Talk to me, who are you and what do you do?
Thank you for having me. My name is Ruby Rose Ellis. I am the founder and creative lead of 2 design studios. Studio 77, we do branding and website design for businesses in the health and wellness sector. But more excitingly is my other business, which is a non-profit called the Non-Profit Design Studio.
Okay.
As the name suggests, it's branding and website design, but specifically for non-profits and charities. And we have a very exciting initiative that we're working on at the moment, which is Project 100. And that is to design and build 100 websites for free or part funded for non-profits and charities by 2030.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we've done 10 so far. Okay. So we're making progress, but we've got 90 left to do. I try not to think about that number in too much detail, but yeah, 90 left to go. So that's what we're doing at the moment.
Oh my God, amazing. I have just finished my website design for Girls in Movement, and because it's in my evenings, it's my side hustle, it is so tiring and long, and often I find with not-for-profits, charities, their websites often let them down because at the heart of what they do is just so good, but they don't have the investment to do that. So I absolutely love that you're gonna help more charities, community interest companies build their brand in a much better way. So that's amazing. What sort of charities are you looking to support, or is it anyone and everyone?
It's anyone and everyone, really. You can apply on our website, and we will go through and kind of assess. You know, if you already have a website that's really good, you might not be at the top of the list. If you haven't got a website at all, we often find that it's kind of grassroots charities that need the help the most. Normally, these kind of charities and non-profits and CICs have been started from personal experience, so it can be quite emotional sometimes to create the branding and the website behind something that you are so close to. You almost need an external perspective to come in. But as we know, when you're bootstrapping, and when you're bootstrapping as a charity, it's even harder. So the aim is to kind of help those people, but we work with all sectors. We've done ones for some African NGOs, we've done some for a couple of American non-profits, we've done one based in Thailand, so we're global with our impact, but we've also done one for our local community as well, so it really is, you know, whoever is there and who wants to get involved, we're very open to all sorts of applications.
Amazing. Well, welcome to the podcast, Ruby. Thank you for joining us. We've got Lorna Bladen to our left. Lorna, give everyone a bit of an intro to who you are, what you do, and everything in between.
No pressure. This is so exciting. Thank you so much, Polly, and so good to meet Ruby. We literally just bumped into each other, and she very kindly got me a coffee, which is very much needed ahead of a busy day. My name is Lorna. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of an organisation called Enterprise Nation, of which Ruby is a member, Polly's the COO. And yeah, we help people start and grow their own businesses. And within the community, we also have a lot of social enterprises, charities, NGOs, people just wanting to make a difference in the world. In terms of kind of like what I do outside of my kind of 9 to 5, I'm the co-founder of a very grassroots network called She Shoreham, which is in the little town that I'm located in just outside of Brighton. But I have such a passion for sort of feel-good brands. You said the word feel-good when we were talking just a little bit earlier, and I have such a big passion for supporting people, particularly brands that are investing in other initiatives that really make a difference. We went to an amazing restaurant last night, and they had an amazing cause, brilliant values, and I think it really helps just kind of cut through the noise. And I guess, Ruby, when you were speaking and doing that intro, I was like, God, I can think of so many charities that I know that would love that opportunity. So I'm definitely going to ask how people can find out about that. Because, for She Shoreham, every time we do an event, a small pot of money goes to a specific charity that the speaker puts forward. And I work in marketing. I'm a little bit critical. Polly knows this because she's been working with me for however many years. I'm quite pernickety on how things look, and I do think it makes a difference when it comes to raising investment, finding funds, cutting through the noise on social media. So, sorry, my first question, but this isn't my podcast, I'm going to take it. How can people find out about this opportunity to work with you, Ruby?
So people can just go to our website, which is the nonprofitdesignstudio.com, and there's a website application button. You just need to fill out the form. Excuse me. You just need to fill out the form. There's a few questions on there, and it's as simple as that. And if I'm being 100% honest with you, we need more charities and more non-profits to apply, because we have 90 websites left to do, and inside a secret, we have 4 people on the wait list. So if you apply,
Molly
it's
will be
5
applying.
now.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Please. I want it to be full. I want to be
Yeah.
I want to help everybody, but we need, the most important part of this project is finding the charities. Finding the corporate sponsors comes second, but having that awareness that we exist and we want to help you, and we can work with a wide range of budgets as well. So it's a great opportunity. So please apply.
Love it. I want to talk about brand, and I want to spend the remainder time leaning into that. So I was at Web Summit maybe first time 2017, 2016. It was a lot smaller. I still had a lot of fun. I was here with a startup, an edu-tech startup, stood at a stand, and I know how hard it is to get people engaged, stand out in this environment, and I feel like it's becoming even more saturated within every space and sector. So, back in 2016 there was no health tech, there was no femtech, and now when you look at all the different types of tech there is, it's phenomenal. So I would love to just spend some time around how, because there are over 70,000 people here, more than likely over 90% have an idea, a startup or a scaling business. How in, let's say 2026, 2025 is nearly done now, how in 2026, I'll start off with you, Lorna, do you think a brand should be standing out and building their brand to cut through the noise?
Great question. I think in this world of AI, we are literally sitting right behind the AI summit there, and it is heaving. Everyone is here to know about AI technology and how it can help drive efficiencies and automation and all of the benefits that AI bring. And I'm a big advocate of AI, but I think actually what really helps brands stand out is their personality, their uniqueness, that character that really can come from the founder quite a lot.
Yeah.
Or the audience themselves. So for me, and there are multiple stands behind us, and I will be walking up and down soon. It's like supermarket sweep. And it is really, actually, the only thing that's going to pop is not only the person repping, and I can see there's some branded t-shirts here, but it is a little bit of the visuals. I think also attention spans are just getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
So the power of brand has never been so important. So I think it is worth investing in. We were talking earlier about how actually there are amazing tools now, like Canva, so you can work with a designer, get a really polished, unique brand that you feel really proud of as well. Because I hate nothing more of when you meet founders or people with ideas and they're kind of a little bit shy about sharing their brilliant product or the service. But actually, sometimes when you've got a really sexy brand that you feel really cool, you want to put it on stickers, you want to put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like people hold back on brand, and I feel like with Girls in Movement, when I think about when I first started, I just did a call out on Twitter. Twitter was like my best friend when I first started Girls in Movement. And I just did a call out of, I'm looking for someone who will work with a not-for-profit and build a brand. And I met this great girl on Twitter called Charlotte Hardy. She now does massive brand campaigns for ASOS, Puma, Nike, and I'm like, well, I can't afford you anymore. So I think she really helped my brand turn into, I remember my first logo was black and white. It was so basic. I didn't do it on Canva. I think I just did it on Google. You can find a free logo. And then I put some colour into it, what it actually meant to me. And she asked me these questions around, what's the story behind Girls in Movement? Who do you want to approach? outside of just young girls, like what's the age demographic? And then it made me think about, okay, the brand that this girl Charlotte was trying to create was all linked to my story. So Ruby, just talk to me a little bit about when you're working with a not-for-profit, a charity, what sort of questions are you asking them to make sure, because like I look at Girls in Movement website, girlsmovement.com, like as my shop front of like, this is my story, this is what I do, this is my purpose in my life. So I really want it to be like I'm serious about it. So what do you ask people who you're about to work with when it comes to learning about them before you go code away their website?
That's a great question. I think whenever we work with anyone, whether it's a non-profit, whether it's a charity, whether it's a global brand, whoever it is, the first thing that you have to know, and it's so important, is who your audience is. So we always start with personas, the classic marketing thing. We go through demographics, which are important, but the most important thing, especially with non-profits, is the psychographics. So what motivates them? What gets them out of bed in the morning? What keeps them awake at night? These are the things that we can use to create a story, create a visual that is so tailored to that type of person that when that person sees it, they go, that's me. This brand, this non-profit, they understand me. I want to take action. So we think about what are those things that are going to inspire action. The other thing that I think is incredibly important when it comes to website design and branding with non-profits is focusing on all of the different types of audiences that you have, because oftentimes we see that we have our benefactors, so maybe the people that are directly affected by the cause.
Yeah.
We also have the donors. And I say the regular donors, like, you know, the people that we're not extremely wealthy, we're not the Jeff Bezos, we're not that kind of, we want to give a little bit here and there because we're good people and we want to, you know, sponsor a cause. And then you also have on the other side the big people, you know, the ones that be doing corporate sponsors, the ones that are philanthropists that want to get behind your cause and just really, really help you. So already you've got three very different types of people that you're trying to appeal to. So when we're doing branding and websites, we need to figure out what parts of the website, of the brand, speak to which type of person and where that needs to be placed. So it's thinking about strategically placing, you know, if you've got a partners page, talking maybe in a little bit more of a corporate language. You can still keep your personality, your brand tone of voice. If you're cheeky, you can add a little bit of cheekiness in there. You don't need to make it boring. But making sure that we are talking to that type of audience. And when you're talking to your benefactors, maybe using something a little bit more personalised to them. You know, so I think the first thing anyone ever should do before they start designing is doing that strategy. Otherwise, you're just making something that looks nice. But if you're not thinking about what impact that's going to have, it's not going to be as successful as, you know, something that has that strategy behind it.
Love that. So cool. Just on, I don't know if I can mention this really. I mean, Ruby, we've just met now, so I'm just going to mention it anyway. So Web Summit had the Lovable CEO here yesterday on stage, opening night. They're the fastest unicorn in Europe. Phenomenal company and what they're building. But obviously, it could potentially, I think their product, I think I can say this, it will get better over time. I think it still builds the house. It doesn't build the interior design, which is like the why, the personality, and all that sort of stuff. Where do you see the likes of agencies working with the likes of Lovable? Like, how do they come together? Because Lovable is marketed in a way to just purely cut out designers and coders and engineers, but actually I still think there's value in those individuals. So where do you see your brand working with the likes of Lovable and stuff?
I think in terms of kind of replacing design or cutting out that part, you know, it's how do I phrase this? I'm going to say something that I feel everybody knows, is that you can't replace that human touch. You can't replace the spark that comes through conversations had with each other. Quite often when we're doing branding projects or, you know, website projects, there'll be something that is said off the cuff, completely off the whim. Oh, just before we finish, I think I should let you know that.
Yeah.
That bit, that is where the magic happens. That's where the ideas spark. That's the thing that AI couldn't capture and translate. Now, I'm not saying, again, I'm an advocate for AI as well. I use it a lot in my day-to-day life as a business owner. I use different creative tools that have AI built into them. I think AI can be used as something that can assist doing the more, say, admin style things that come along with design. So, maybe organising your colours and creating certain documents and things like that. But I think the core initial concept of design that comes through conversation, that comes through off-the-cuff comments, that's what can't be captured and remade through AI. So I think you can use both, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But obviously I'm biased as well because I am a designer, so of course I'm going to say this. But you can't replace the passion and the feeling and the momentum and the spark that comes just through human connection and human conversation.
Love that, Ruby. Lorna, I'm going to ask you now how I'm a startup, let's say, and there's probably lots of startups here, or an individual with an idea, they're bootstrapped. We've been bootstrapped before, Enterprise Nation. I think we run most of our campaigns on a bootstrap budget in a great way. I think it keeps you very grounded as well. What would be 3 tips you would give for someone who wants to build a brand but their bootstrap budget? Like, how do they get started? What tools should they use? What would you be doing if you had a brand, a business, and you want to build a brand from scratch?
It's so funny because I feel like I'm going to suggest something which has gone against everything that we've just been talking about. But I used to work for an organisation called Escape the City, and they ran all sorts of startup accelerators, and one thing that they always used to preach is launch ugly. Now what I mean by that is do not sit on your idea, and this is the great thing about technology such as Lovable or outsourcing and working with designers like Ruby. You can focus on like the essence of your product and your service and outsource to Ruby, leverage AI technology like Lovable, and just get something out there. So my next tip would be speak to your audience. Just get out there. Like, this is what I'm so excited about, like being at an event like this. You have 70,000 people to, not validate your idea, get some criticism, and move really, really quickly. My 3rd tip.
Lorna loves it when I put her on the spot. Like, no pressure, I always do this.
Things in 3s. I should have been prepared.
Well, those first 2 tips were great.
Thanks.
I completely agree with what you said.
I think don't be afraid to ask. Just then, Ruby was walking past. I knew that we knew each other from the UK, and I was like, do you want to join this podcast? I knew we had a few minutes spare, and I think the same here. Like, I've already been reaching out to people on the app, do you want to meet for a coffee? If they say no, doesn't matter, haven't lost a thing. Yeah. But you never know. Exactly. I am a wild time. You just never know where the conversation's going to take you.
Yeah.
And Ruby, I know you're meeting with someone quite exciting in the new year. And you can't always go into a conversation as well expecting a sale. Just be open and reciprocate. Like, how can you exchange value with other people around you? And yeah, I've got a real belief in karma.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. Good advice. Can you tell us who you're meeting? Because Lorna really led that on there.
I can't. But to further on from Lorna's point there, 100%, just go and talk to people, because you never know what's going to happen out of a conversation, and don't go in, as you say, expecting something out of it. Just go in expecting to have a conversation with somebody, because you never know what's going to happen. I'm sat here now because I came up to you and said, hey, how's it going? And now
and now, Ruby, you're going to be top of my mind.
Yes, true.
We are bombarded with different people, messages, but now, like, we've had that face-to-face interaction. Next time
very true.
I meet someone who's looking for a brand,
and now I know Ruby's going to create my website as well. She's going to pimp it out.
Once you've been to the nonprofitdesignstudio.com and applied, 100%.
Very good.
I'm all over it, Ruby. Right, so we've only got a little bit of time left, and I ask all my guests what they would give in terms of advice to their younger self. So, Ruby, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Take your time.
That was mine.
Oh, is it?
No, you go.
I'm sorry.
I'll come up with something.
I'll go slow, and when you know, just give me a nod.
Really take your time.
Go very slow. No, you know what I think? I think with AI tools being able to speed everything up, there's this sense of rush that you need to keep up with everything. You need
Yeah.
to keep up with the person next to you. You need to keep up with the Joneses or whatever the saying is. You don't. You're doing your own personal journey. Everybody's on different things. I've been running my business for 8.5 years now, 9 years next year, and I've done it very slowly and I've
Yeah.
done it very intentionally.
Yeah.
And there have been times where I've wanted to speed up, but that's only a recipe for burnout.
Yeah,
and you
it's
can't
true.
you can't do good if you're on fire. So yeah, just go slow. There's no rush. Trust your gut, and just live life as well. Life isn't all about business. It's about
It's very
living
true.
and traveling and being with friends, being with family. So don't put. I don't know, this is probably not the best business advice, but don't put 100% of yourself into one thing, because life is beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. Be
Sorry.
that, Lorna.
I'm literally a nodding dog over here, particularly the last one, because I've done that mistake of putting everything on a job.
Yeah.
And when that thing tips, it can be really destabilizing. My tip to my younger self would be something around like being curious and like just being really open-minded, because I think there's so much pressure when you're at school or uni and college to find that thing, like what are you going to be when you're older? Like,
Yeah.
no one knows.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite fortunate that I have had a somewhat kind of steady trajectory, but I know people all the time who did like, something totally, you did something quite random at uni, didn't you?
I did media and film, so didn't have COO on the cards.
Yeah,
at
but you
all.
are here doing a podcast.
Yeah, so somehow that, $3,000 a year really did actually help me record this podcast.
It's all worth it for this.
Go on, Lorna, carry on.
No, I don't know. Something about just being curious, and I love what you said, but just be slow and just know that you don't have to figure it out in your 20s. I'm nearly 40 and I'm still figuring it out, and I'm really excited about my 40s, excited about my 50s and my 60s.
Love it. Ruby, Lorna, thank you so much. You've been amazing guests on Girls in Movement podcast. Thank you all for listening. You can catch up on Spotify and Apple or wherever you catch your podcast. Thank you so much. Bye.